On This Week in Horror, we're tuning into a time when radio was still new, and the world was learning how powerful a voice could be. In the early decades of the 20th century, radio wasn't just entertainment, it was a marvel. Voices traveled through the air across cities and countries, carried by something no one could see or touch. And for many people, that made it feel alive. At the same time, spiritualism was thriving. After World War I and the influenza pandemic, millions were grieving. Seances, spirit photography, and mediums became a part of everyday life. People wanted reassurance that death wasn't the end, and radio seemed to offer a new way to listen. Some believed spirits could speak through the airwaves, that static wasn't just a noise, but a doorway. In the late 1920s, newspapers began reporting strange claims from listeners who swore they heard voices break through radio broadcasts. Voices calling names, whispering warnings, or speaking in unfamiliar tones. Most were dismissed as interference or imagination, but the stories continued to spread. One particularly well-known case came years later, in the early 1950s, when a man named Attila von Sally claimed he recorded voices of the dead using radio equipment and magnetic tape. Though scientists dismissed the recordings as radio interference and auditory illusion, the idea caught public attention and helped give rise to what would later be called electronic voice phenomena. There was no proof, but there was belief, and the belief has a way of shaping what we think we hear. Early radio technology was predictable. Signals overlapped, stations faded in and out, and a voice could appear and vanish in seconds. To listeners unfamiliar with how it all worked, it could feel supernatural. Some heard comfort, others heard a warning, and some believed the dead were reaching back through the noise. Whether these experiences were born from grief, imagination, or the strange science of early broadcasting, they left a mark. One that horror storytellers would return to time and time again. Radio became more than a machine. It became a threshold, a place where the living listened and wondered who might be listening back. So tonight, as you hear these stories, ask yourself, what would it take for you to believe a voice was coming from the other side? Sleep well if you can, from the Ghostly Gallery podcast.